Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to do part two of Become Her, and I have a little slide deck, but I really want to take the first like 5 minutes. But actually, I think we're gonna start with the slide deck, and then we're gonna take time to do an exercise where we really think about what areas we want to elevate and who the CEO of our business is. How does she dress? Where does she live? What is her style and vibe and things like that? So that once we build that, we can build the bricks to basically we're going to create an outline. So once we have the concept in our mind, then we're going to create a list of qualities that that individual has so that we can then work on building the skills that lead to those qualities so that we can transform into the best version of ourselves, the version that we see for ourselves and know that we have to become in order to lead our business where it needs to go, but also so that we can help others become their best versions because helping others is how we help ourselves, really. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk about that. There, here we go. Where is it at? Here we go. Screen erase. We're going to do switch. Yeah. Okay. So you don't build a business, you build the woman who builds it. Why people stay stuck. It's not a lack of products, it's not a lack of time, it's not a lack of opportunity. It's the lack of the identity of the CEO that you need to be. You need to come into alignment with your identity in order to grow. And that really revolves around mindset. Last weekend, we talked, or last week, 2 weeks ago, we talked about alter ego and how to create an alter ego. And I want to dive further into that. You do not rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. So you have to build that identity. And we're going to create a Pinterest board. Pinterest is free. You can have a free Pinterest account. And then we're going to create a board. I have one. I'm actually going to share it. And you can take a look at mine. I'm going to put it in the chat. As soon as I find the chat. Where'd the chat go? When I share, I can't figure where nothing is. All right, I'll do it later. I'll do that later. Okay. So alignment is built daily. It is a journey. It's not something you turn on or off. And you start to dial into who you are. You build unwavering confidence by doing that. And you act from your power instead of your patterns. So we have to break the habits that we have and create new habits, the habits of the CEO we need to be. So we've talked about the difference between a seller and a boutique owner because that's the brand I'm aiming for. So if you don't want to be a boutique owner and you have a different niche for your company, then you're going to want to build the steps for that. So somebody who is just a salesperson is going to post randomly, they're going to hope for the sales, and they feel awkward. But when you have built the identity, so the identity that I'm building is a boutique owner because I want this to be an elevated experience. I want this to be a luxury experience. And I want it to have a repeat business. So I'm about tailoring experiences, inviting curiosity, and moving with intention. We talked about inconsistency not being a time problem, it's an identity problem. You're not showing up because you don't feel like the CEO of your life yet. So you hesitate, you disappear, you're inconsistent, because you haven't built the discipline that is part of that CEO mindset. So we need to break that cycle now. And we can't wait to feel ready, because the way our mind works is how we perceive things is how it actually is. So when we are moving as that CEO by how we show up, how we speak, the actions that we take are how our universe is. So if we're posting consistently, we're making the follow-up calls that we need to be making, we're doing outreach to help people because we genuinely want to help people, that is in alignment with the CEO mindset that you should be building. That should be pieces of it. It definitely should, right? So as an aligned boutique owner, we speak with confidence, we share intentionally, we follow up naturally, we create experiences, and we're not pressuring people. And that is how we become her. So get out your pen and paper, and I want you to write down, I am the woman who, and then I want you to put several positive things in that. So we could be showing up daily, we could be creating conversations, building relationships, finishing what we started, posting consistently, being aligned with your team, these kind of things. And I would love to see what everybody is putting right in their chat, please. Put it in the chat so I can see. Cares about others. That's fantastic. Exactly. Anybody else? A woman who shows up daily, forges real relationships. A woman who takes actions. These are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Gives myself permission to win. Oh, yes. Organized. Woman of faith. Yes. Right. Let's keep this list as we design the CEO, the woman that we want to become. The standard. Your business will only grow to the level you decide to show up. That is the law of the lid. Oh God, which is that John Maxwell? I think that's John Maxwell who talks about the law of lid. You decide just how far you go based on your personal beliefs. We're going to talk about books at the end, right? So we have to take I'll try, I'll see out of our vocabulary, because CEOs make decisions quickly and move on those decisions immediately. So we have to move with that decision. So when you're presented with the decision, make it quickly and then don't question it and don't circle back to it. Keep it going. That's how millionaires are made. Micro habits. Alignment is built daily with some simple actions. You're going to post with intention. So if you're using Chatterina or your whatever chat platform you're using, you want to build your brand identity in that chat so that as you continue to use that platform will start to understand your business, your niche, and it will stop asking you questions over and over. And you'll be able to see like a theme of brand building through that. And that's what you want. And when you go to post, you want to be posting intentional. I know that a lot of times that when we come on to the trainings, there are so many different fantastic leaders, and they all have different ways about how they handle their business. You really need to have the core products, your hero products that you want to work with, somewhere between 1 and 10, right? Like the products that you work with daily, that you promote daily. And every time they do a challenge, like a lipstick challenge or a soap challenge or this challenge, do not get rolled up in that if you are focusing on skincare, right? So stay with the theme, the brand that you are evolving into, because those are the products that you are using. and don't jump around all over the place because that looks like chaos, and you really need to pick the ones that you're going to be focused on. I do love the 10 because it's subscription, right? Like it's items that people will use all of the time. But if that's not your niche, don't do it. Pick the thing that you want to focus on and continue with that. So when you do your posts daily, you're going to go into it with intention. Every day you should start, it says 1 to 3 conversations. I'm going to challenge you to 5 to 10. And then you need to follow up because that's the fortune. The fortune is in the follow up. Share your life, not just your products, because people buy your story, not the product. So you want to talk about where you were, right? Like, so in a lot of my stuff, you're going to hear about my heart attack. You're going to hear about the fact that I'm a cancer survivor and that I like all of the woo-woo stuff, right? Like I like herbs and supplements and stuff like that because those things helped me get through my cancer journey. So talk about who you are. If you are on a weight loss journey, definitely post those pictures because when you don't, like when you're too afraid to post those pictures, you're being selfish because our purpose here is to help other people and people need to see it, not hear it. You can talk all day long until you're blue in the face. If people are not seeing it, they're not, it's something about the visual, and we're all guilty of it, right? Like when somebody's talking about something, we don't necessarily, it doesn't click in our brains. But the moment we see the transformation, we're like, oh, A plus B equals C. And so we need to see that transformation. And all of that, all of those small actions will build your identity. You don't need more followers, you need more presence. Your stories matter, and you need to be talking about them. Every conversation that you have matters. The energy that you're bringing to the table matters. And what I mean by all of that is if you're disengaged, people know that. If you're if you're coming from a point of a salesperson, people know that. But if you're coming with the intention of helping others, because you found this amazing product because it's working for you or it's working for your sponsor or one of your teammates, right? Like I post Nadia has this amazing Lumi Bright, like the she's using it around her eyes and it's brightening it up. It's absolutely. So I'm posting that in my stories. I mean, I'm white as a sheet, right? Like I don't need to be brightened. I'm already bright, but you know, and then other people can use my story about the fact that I use Aloe Glow and the Radiant Mind gummies. And now that I'm looking back at Instagram stories and lives and things that I did a year ago, I'm watching how it is very evident that my cognition has improved 100-fold from even just a year ago, right? And I started taking Aloe Glow and the Radiant Mind gummies mid-August. So I've been on them, what is it, 6 to 8 months now, something like that. And the cognition for me, right? And that's a big deal for me. It's something that I'm like when I have conversations with people, I feel, or I felt, I should say, I felt like it made me sound dumb because my brain would literally stop and I would roll my eyes up and you could actually see my brain buffering, like because I was rolling my eyes up, looking for the next word that I was trying to remember. And so there's that. Nadia, do you have a question or comment?
No, I was just clapping so that you know we were listening.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So your confidence does not come first. It comes after action, repetition, and showing up anyway, right? Like when you become and you step into, so we're gonna talk about the alter ego right now because I think it's appropriate right now. the vision of the individual that you want to become, you have to act as them now, and that builds the confidence. Like if you remember back learning how to ride a bike or learning how to walk, learning to drive, right? When you first started these activities, you were very hesitant and very unsure. And now you could be driving, you could be changing the radio station, eating a sandwich, and putting on your mascara at the same time because you're very confident what you're doing. You shouldn't be doing all of that while you're driving, but you've reached a level of confidence where you're like, I've got this. I can do these other things too. And that was built by repeating the action over and over until you felt confident with it. You can gain a lot of confidence in something and then not do it for a while and then feel some kind of way when you go back to it and you have to rebuild the confidence. So you want to just do it anyway. Um, I don't know if you all know who Grant Cardone is, but one of the things that he says is nobody's watching anyway, right? So, and that's proven. When you put your social media posts out, it used to catch attention really quickly, and now it takes anywhere from 7 to 17 touch points before people even realize they saw a post from you. So you just have to keep doing it and don't worry if you're tripping over your words or you got rogue hair doing weird things or whatever it is, right? You just have to come as who you are. And people like to see that anyway. They don't want to see the perfect version of you all of the time, even though you personally are striving to be the perfect version of yourself. Aligned empire isn't a name. It's just a name, right? So it's a standard, it's a way of showing up. It's a decision to build differently. So aligned empire is the name of my team, my organization within 1000 families. So I'm building on that brand, and that's part of how I see myself. So I'm gonna do this. Let's see if I can just pull this over, right? So, okay. Can you all see my Pinterest now? Yes, no, maybe? Yes, okay. All right. So I really invite everybody to create a Pinterest board. And when you're creating this board, you title it CEO Me or something along those lines, right? It is the board that you're building for yourself, right? And you want to put in it all of the things like it's basically a vision board, right? So you're going to create a vision board for yourself and include all of the things, right? Like I've got ridiculous houses. Like, look at this, they're ridiculous, right? And then I've got nails and purses, but I've also got, you know, technology. I've got the kind of clothing that I want, the yachts, and you're going to want to build yourself something like this. And I've even put pictures of myself in here and some of them are AI because we know that I like the AI, but some of them are actually real pictures of me when I felt like the CEO version of myself. And so you're going to want to do that, right? And you can keep this open on your laptop or your whatever, just to keep you in that mindset. So, step one is to go ahead and build your Pinterest board. I've got leadership quotes in here. I've got really cool pantsuits because you can see that I have a very clear vibe, right? And then the next portion of the activity that I want everybody to do is once you have started to get a feel for your board, I want you to write down a list of attributes that let me okay, so we can stop sharing. So I want you to write down a list of attributes that you have that match the vibe for that board, right? Yes, Dory, you have a question?
I just need somebody to help me with Pinterest. I don't know why I have such a brain block with Pinterest. I don't know if it was the way I was introduced to it. I don't know what it was, but every time I try to start, and I love your board, I want to do that. So maybe offline we could help me with Pinterest. I don't even have an account because I keep shutting it down because I can't figure that thing out.
Yeah,
You,
no worries.
because I be wanting to sell on there. You don't sell on there, right?
You can,
Okay.
right? Like you can curate it so that you can sell on it.
All
Yes.
right. I'm gonna start with this though, and you can help me
Yeah,
with that. Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Happy to help you with that.
Okay. Cool.
So first is the board, whether you want to use a Pinterest board or if you want to go old style and cut out magazines to give you an idea and actually create a vision board, right? So the vibe that you curating there, right? That's the vision of you that you see that when you have reached the CEO status, or if you don't like the word CEO, what is the title, right? Once you've picked that, okay, I want you to write down attributes of that individual. And while aesthetics are some of it, right? Like your body shape, right? You can change your body shape. You can change like plastic surgery, you can weight loss and all of those things, but I don't want you to focus on the aesthetics. I want you to focus on the values, right? Disciplined, consistent, um, educated, right? Like, do they meditate, right? And write down all of the things that you believe that this version of yourself needs to be doing, right? An hour of personal development a day, whether it's reading, meditation, um, put your exercise in there, like what's your fitness goals, put all of that down and write down that list of all. Yes, Pinterest is your virtual vision board. That is correct. That is exactly what it is. And I personally am very visual, right? So I need to see. And for me, a lot of people have made some really cool, beautiful, stunning pictures, and that works for me. And it's harder to find that in magazines, I believe. I could be wrong, but I use that. And so virtual vision board, and then you're going to put, for me, it's not my customers. Yeah, right. This writing on your mirror, exactly. That those kind of things, affirmations, how you say that. Uh, are you creating goals, right? Because CEOs are goal oriented and they use SMART goals, right? And you have to phrase it as if it's already happened because science has proven that your brain doesn't it doesn't what you're speaking out of your beautiful mouth is the universe that you are creating for yourself. So when you're constantly saying things like, you know, why doesn't this work out for me, or my car is always doing this, or blah 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 blah, you're creating your universe. Yes, Ms. Dory.
I just what you just said. The way I learned it was the thinker thinks and the prover proves. You got to think inside of your brain and the prover side. So whatever you think on this side, you're going to prove it on this side. It is you have total control.
Exactly. So what you think, you're correct. What you're thinking, your brain is going to make real for you. What you're saying. So you have to have control of your thoughts because your thoughts really do create your universe. The way I learned it is, when you spell things out, you're actually casting spells. So when you're writing out, whether you want it magic or however, whatever, you're creating your universe, right? So what is it? Abracadabra. What does it actually means? Uh, I, I speak to create or something along those lines. I'd have to look it up, but you are manifesting what comes out of your mouth all of the time. So when you're saying negative things, you are creating a negative environment for yourself. So you want to phrase it differently and you want to take it out of the law when it comes out of your mouth and you're like, oh no, I don't want that. So you immediately say cancel and delete and then rephrase it and then move on. So once we have a list of qualities that we want to put in there, then we have to create the plan in order to do that. So I don't want you to overwhelm yourself with 15 new things because that's not going to work, right? Like you have to work on a little bit at a time. And once you have mastered that thing, you can go on to the next thing. For example, I don't want you to you know, I'm going to go on this massive eating plan and I'm it, taking out all carbs, but also I'm not going to drink soda. I'm going to walk 2 miles a day. Just you one step at a time, unless you know that you can handle something like that. Does anybody have any questions or comments? No?
I just want to say this is awesome, Tanya. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Thank you. Um,
I second that.
I
One
think
of the things that Dr. Wellington says that really, when certain things resonate, it kind of feels like your whole body like dongs, right?
Right.
Is when she says that
Oh
being
Lord.
part of an MLM is a spiritual journey with a compensation plan. So the more you elevate yourself, the more compensation you can get. And like, where else can you get paid to make yourself a better person? Like, I just think it's amazing. Does anybody else have any questions or commentaries?
I do. I would love it if you could come back on one of our Thursday trainings and do this training because a lot of people are working during the day and they don't make time to go. And this is my first time being on 11 o'clock training in a long time. And you see me, I'm going running the streets, trying going from car to phone to office. But this information that you shared, every single person on our team needs to hear this. And the way you presented it is absolutely stellar. And I think that people don't know it's really you versus you, and you
It
did
is.
you did it so well. I'm going to talk to Nikki and make the suggestion. And as I was listening to it, I want to talk to Coach Sheila, and I think everybody needs to hear this because everybody we have so much training on ways to do things and different systems and what products. And the thing that people can't get past is themselves. And people look at me and be like, "Oh, Dory's so confident." Don't get it twisted. Tanya knows me better than others. I go through it too, baby. I go through it, but I show up anyway. I just look in the mirror. Sometimes I play like I'm on the stage. Sometimes I play like I'm in a Hollywood movie. Whatever I got to do to trick my brain into thinking that it's okay, and I'm not worried about people because I was a people pleaser for a long time, and this is the first season of my life where I don't want to get stuck again. Because I always would go to a certain point and then I would get depressed or, I was self sabotage. And I think I'm breaking through this time and it's very uncomfortable for me. This hair is uncomfortable for me. Like I'm looking
You
like,
look amazing.
but I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm looking like it. What they gonna say and who do. And then a man said something to me yesterday, and I ran to the car and I told my daughter, pull off. And she said, "You can't be a bad bitch if you scared of the men." I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So don't think because somebody's showing up and looking like they got it all together, they got it all together because that is not the case. Everybody's getting through their shit. Trust me included. So I just wanted to put that up there.
No, you're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. And that brings me to another thing that I wanted to talk about and that I almost forgot to talk about. Let me grab one if I can, if they'll come out. Come here. Of course, it wants to be annoying. Okay. Come here. I just need one. Quietly these things, and none of them want to participate. Okay. So the alter ego, whether you and I think you should name her, right? One of the things you want to do is go ahead and get yourself something that represents that, right? And here, let me take my background off so you can actually see what's going on over here. Blur it. How do I? Here we go. Virtual backgrounds. Oh my God. I hate that they changed it. I can't figure out nothing.
That's what I was trying to do earlier. I was like, forget it. I just leave the virtual on there because once I take it off, I can't figure out how to put it back. It's changed completely. The button is in
There
the
we go.
same. Oh,
There
you
we go.
found it.
So, so one of the things that I did that I credit, so I was diagnosed with cancer back in 2007, and my oncologist had the nerve to say to me that I had less than a 5% chance of survival. And I told him to be quiet and that he doesn't get the right to speak that kind of bullshit over my life. And then every day for that whole year journey, I visualized that I was putting on Wonder Woman's underwear because to me, Wonder Woman doesn't die. And so that was the alter ego that I was putting myself in was Wonder Woman, right? And so that is what I did. And I just visualize putting on those underwear when I changed my underwear every day, right? That was the one thing. And I credit that with 95% of the reason why I'm still here. Yes, I had a medical team. Yes, I did all the woo-woo stuff along with it, right? Like mind, body, spirit is how you heal. So if it's underwear, if it is a crown, whatever it is, go get you one. Figure out what it is. It could be a pin that you put on or a necklace or something that when you don that item, you become that CEO or that individual that you took the time to write down all of the things for based on the vision board, Pinterest board, whatever that you did, right? So once you do that, and you can even have AI make you like this poster, right? Like once you get a concept together and she's wearing that smart suit and she has that cute bag and her makeup is flawless and her hair is doing the hair thing. And then that's the thing you put on the mirror. That's the thing you put on the refrigerator. That's the thing you put on the back of your door. That's the thing you put in your car visor. That is the thing that you put everywhere. But having a physical thing that you can put on, right, helps with the transformation until you don't need that thing anymore, right? It could be a crutch until you don't need that thing anymore. For instance, a training wheel when you ride a bike, right? Like they put on them little wheels to give you the confidence to do it until you don't need the training wheels anymore. And then they take the training wheels off. That kind of thing. Okay. Yes, the platinum store boss. Exactly. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody else?
I gotta find my thing. I don't know what it's gonna be. I wear this necklace. This is a necklace my sister gave me when my father died. And it has a picture of me, one of my favorite pictures of me and my father. And the reason why I wear it is because he was the last person who I really gave a damn what they thought about me. And my father was very hard on me because he was angry at me when I left corporate America and started doing network marketing. He thought I blew my whole life. And then he watched me go homeless and then, all this shit happened. He thought, had I stayed in corporate America where I was miserable, that none of that would have happened. He didn't understand none of this. So I kind of wear this because I want him to see this season. I always have it on, but this is not it. I need something for me. I feel like I'm still trying to please him by wearing this. Like, can you see me? Can you see me? And that has been a crutch for me. So I got to find my thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna pray and meditate about it because it's something. I love the crown.
I,
I love that.
I thank you. I have half a dozen of them over here. Right. So what you just said is super important, Dory. Like you acknowledge that you have a crutch, that you're trying to please somebody else. And so these are things that you could work right through. But when you start to write out who Dory on Purpose is, right? Like CEO Dory on Purpose, you're going to write out that list. And then you are going to write out the attributes that you want for you and that picture of who CEO Dory on Purpose is. You will get that. And if you do the work, right? Like if you do this work, it's not only going to elevate you as a person, it's going to elevate you as a leader, right? Because it's going to make you that much better. and you'll be able to be like, okay, so these are the things that worked for me when I walked through that piece, right? So I was having problems here, and here were my issues, and this is what my breakthrough was. You're muted.
I said, I love that. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna do the work. I don't want to go backwards. I'm almost choked up. Y'all don't know the Dory that goes backwards. There's nobody on here that knows that Dory because all of y'all are pretty new to me. But if Donna was here or Nikki was here, this is the point at which I usually start to shrink. When I feel myself getting too high up and I feel like I don't deserve it and I self sabotage. And I am fighting like crazy. That's why I move so much. I wonder why I move around so much because I'm boxing myself not to fall into that trap because this is where it always happens. So this is so necessary. And I need y'all to know this is, y'all don't know this story. Y'all don't know this story that when I get to this point, I get scared because I get scared to get to where Coach Sheila is. I get scared. I'm wondering what she gonna say, what he's gonna say, and I don't want to be that person anymore. I want to be able to say I'm brilliant because I'm fucking brilliant. I want to be able
Yes.
to say I'm pretty. I never felt pretty, but I'm fucking pretty. You know what I'm saying? I never been able to say that, but y'all don't know that Dory. And I don't want y'all to know that Dory. So I'm fighting that bitch every day. Excuse my French. Y'all don't know I fight her every day. Every single day. Because I know this, like, you ask Kim, I will go away and y'all never be able to find me. Because I get scared of that next level. Because I don't want people to think that I think that I'm this and that and the other. But guess what? I'm this and that and the fuck other. Excuse my French. And I need to know that. Anybody on here is a Christian, I apologize. I'm really this and that and the other. But I have
You
a
are.
hard time dealing with that because I've shrunk from that so long. And I don't want to do that. I want this is my last stop. I'm 62 years old this year. I can't do that again. I don't have nowhere else to go but up. So Tanya, I appreciate this. That's why I think God aligned us because I need to break through this time. And I've never broken through, guys. Golden is nothing. I need to be. I could be a boss. That's the potential I have. But that scares the bejesus out of me for some reason. So y'all got to feel that from me because y'all see this, but y'all don't know that girl that I become. Y'all won't be able to find me. I don't care how many phone numbers y'all got. I will disappear.
We
And
all know that girl. We all know that
Yeah.
girl because some of us are that girl. Some of us are that girl too. But I want you to remember this, right? God made us in his image. So this is God too. This is God too. You are little God. You are a spark of God. And I personally believe that we are here as God sparks to come learn, grow. And so when we go back to God, we make God better. That's my philosophy on that. So anytime you feel like you need one of us, all you got to do is reach out. All you got to do is reach out and talk to one of us. We got you. Sadia says she got you. I
Dory,
got you.
we may not know what you're just saying, but we see you.
We
And
see you, we
got
feel
a,
you, and we
got a,
got you.
you got a new tribe. You
You're
know
not
how
going
to
through
go
this
knock on the
alone.
door. We might not find you
I
by
don't want no
phone.
sympathy, y'all. That ain't what
Not
I need y'all to
sympathy.
push me and say, "Don't you
No,
fucking dare go backwards." You know what I'm
you're
saying?
not.
I'll
Okay.
drive to your
Hold
damn
up.
house
See,
and pull
hold
you out of
up.
your damn
And this
house.
is
I know
no
where you live.
disrespect, but
We
bitch, ain't
gonna knock
nobody
on
fucking
doors.
giving you no sympathy around here.
We
Okay,
not.
we too old for that bullshit. Okay, so now, yeah, excuse my motherfucking French too. All right, I'm gonna talk to your ass, old bitch to old bitch, cause we old bitches up in here. Ain't no sympathy up in here, bitch. I've been
Okay.
through some shit too. Okay, from rape to abuse to beat down to all that, and I'm still here, and
Yes.
I'm suffering, and
Yes.
I'm surviving, and I'm struggling, and I struggle every motherfucking day with my demons, but God gives me joy every day. And
Amen.
can't
Amen.
nobody take that from me because that's a gift
Amen.
from him. And he
Amen.
taking me on this journey like he taking you on yours. And don't you dare ever apologize for the gifts that he gives you. Those are
Right.
your gifts. You enjoy them and you run with them. Do you understand me, Queen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I do. I do. I do.
Don't you dare go backwards because we don't do backwards.
We ain't doing backwards. We ain't.
Absolutely not.
Amen. Oh,
And
I got you. I
there's
got
Forward
something
hoe,
else I
ma'am.
want to add here.
you.
there's a study that what people who say I am sorry make 40% less than people who do not.
Wow.
So take that shit out of your vocabulary.
Right.
Thank
Right.
I
you.
apologize.
Thank
I
you.
will change the
Thank you.
activity or something else,
Oh,
right?
thank you.
But we are not saying I am sorry anymore.
Ever.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, because there ain't nothing sorry about your ass, ma'am.
Thank you.
Correct.
All right, let's
That
move
is
on.
my
Okay.
favorite lesson.
Yes. Okay.
I
Yes.
tell
Okay.
everybody that daily. All right, I'm shutting up now. Bye.
All right, girl. FMW22S. What's your name?
So basically, that's what I wanted to tell y'all. Like, I really appreciate this call. I'm starting over at 44. I just moved to Daytona 2 weeks ago into a house with no job. Okay. I'm living off of a faith of a mustard feed. So this right here, it stands for failing my way to success.
Love it.
So I came up with this acronym or whatever. And so I created a YouTube, and I really needed this because I was sitting over here. I've been talking to my cousin, telling her I want to create different, like a new Instagram, a new TikTok, a new YouTube. And the only reason why I want to do that is because of fear. False expectations appearing real. Basically, only reason why I want to create, I just realized this in this moment, only reason why I want to create other social medias to hide from my current followers, because I don't want them to judge me and say, oh, what's she doing next? She in another one of those things? What she got going on now, you know? So, but I said to myself today, NFL, I have no friends left and I no fucks left. Like, I'm going hard because I got rent to pay. Like, I needed this. So thank you.
You're quite
That's all I
welcome.
wanted to say.
What is your real name, though? I need to know because when I see what is your name?
My name is Tanyika Armstrong.
Whose
Okay.
organization are you in?
Nadia. She's a
Okay,
I'm
all
Nadia.
under
right. I just
Nadia.
needed
That's
to.
my
Okay,
cousin.
okay, Tanika. Okay, good. Okay, I love that. What
She's on the
failing my
list
way
of
to
us.
success.
She's on our list to call today.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Oh
good.
yeah.
Good.
And you know, when you step out of, like, when you change your circumstances, honestly, I was in a different city and scared to move to this city, but what I accomplished today, like, I've been trying to change my name for the last year, but the city that I was in before was so big. Now I'm in a smaller county. I was able to walk right into Social Security, show them my paperwork, and get my name changed just because of the environment that I'm in, you know? And so basically just planning my next move is to go down here to City Hall and get my business tax receipt so I can start doing vendor pop-ups. My son just started this school. They having a PTA carnival this Saturday, and I was wanting to sell stuff, but I'm just gonna give samples out just to get my name and my business out in the community. And so that's where I'm starting. I just got my first box today. I took the I'm drinking the Allergo Carotene and the Recharge. I put that all in one drink. Yesterday, I tried that. Listen, I'm 98 pounds. I don't have no weight to lose, okay? But I will. I know plenty of people who you know what I'm saying can use these products. So I definitely want to. I'm all about wellness, health and wellness. I'm all about that. So I'm just loving y'all environment because this ain't the first rodeo that I've been in, and I appreciate y'all vibe. And I appreciate that my cousin followed up. The fortune is in the follow up because trust me, she told me about this 7 months ago, and I've been telling her to kiss my ass for 7 months. I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing that shit. I'm sorry for cursing. I am a God fearing woman, but let me tell you, there's people in the Bible that curse too. So don't let that get all confused. Okay. So definitely, I'm just blessed to be here in this environment. And trust me, y'all gonna see me on the ranks. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna be about it.
She already 6%, y'all.
Yep. That's amazing. So I got a couple of things based on what she just said. Um, Change your environment. It's super important. And even if that environment is leaving your house and going to a coffee house, right? You can go into one of these ritzy hotels and sit in the lobby and work from there, and it reprograms your brain if you're sitting in an environment that's different from where you normally are. Nadia tells me to leave my house all the time, and she's absolutely right. I need to leave my house way more than I'm leaving my house currently. And when you change your environment, it really does change the chemistry of your brain. One of the other things that Grant Cardone says a lot is, if you know 5 broke people, you're going to be 6. So you need to be with the people who are elevating and talking about concepts and mindset and elevating, right? So you need to be where you need to be. Put yourself where you see yourself. These are all very, very easy concepts. So that's what I got for today, ladies. But the homework, I'm serious about the homework. Do the vision board, whether it's via Pinterest or just straight up a vision board. Do the homework. And then once you have the concept board done, then I need you to write it down. What elements of that, right? That lifestyle. How does that person think? So that once you have that list, you can tailor the goals you have to create in order to become that person. Like, a lot of people ask me how I ended up with Hubbins. Well, I ended up with Hubbins. I created a list of all of the qualities I wanted my partner to have. And I looked at that list and I'm like, look at this amazing guy. Who would he want as his partner? And I wrote that list out. And once I did all of those things and became that woman, poof, husband appeared. So it is that easy. Write it out, become it. That's it. Thank you all for being here.
Awesome, Tanya.
Excellent,
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
excellent. Thank you so
Awesome
much.
job, my darling.
All right.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Nadia, we're going to be reaching out to you, Tanya and I. We want to go